Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Lucas E. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms of Lucas E. Allen Show. With me grading every single 2026 NFL Draft first round pick. For anything else, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Lucas E. Allen 1018. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, hit the like button to today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn on the bell for your post notifications and uploads to our YouTube channel. And always, feel free to leave a comment in my episode of grading every single 2026 NFL first round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and say at least. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing, also a 5-star rating, be very nice as well as say at least. Before I get into this grading system, honestly, see, unlike my wrestling reviews, I grade the wrestling shows like Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite, every single pay-per-view and PLE. I always do a great alphabetical order-wise. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing any A+s or any Fs, honestly. Your highest grade would be an A, your lowest grade would be a D-. Which, spoiler, we have those have some A's, and we have some D- in this. The reason why I'm doing that is because we don't know what I'm actually going to do off the top of the bat when it comes to like these draft picks going into. I might do like a redraft, like maybe like a grade in every pick, like maybe like a year from now and stuff like that from this draft class. But maybe now we get A+s and Fs, but I'm deciding what A's and D's, so well D- is the lowest grade and highest grade, obviously. Because you don't know what to actually do at the top of the bat when it comes to actually playing on the field, honestly. So that's my thing and share about that to say at least. As always, let's start with the first overall pick out of 32. The Las Vegas Raiders select for quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Gave us an A. Obviously, probably the most obvious pick. Doesn't mean it's the wrong pick, though. It's definitely not the wrong pick. The Raiders need their franchise quarterback to trade Geno Smith to the Las Vegas Raiders. I just signed Kirk Cousins. But he's more of a backup, honestly. You have to stay in his career to say at least. So again, Fernando Mendoza, you can honestly Kirk Cousins can even start a couple of first games and stuff like that. When Fernando Mendoza get his feet wet and stuff like that. You guys will wait now and find out to say at least. But the Raiders draft Fernando Mendoza, the first overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, gave it an overall grade an A. Obviously, the most obvious pick in this draft class. Second overall pick, I'm already a shocker. The New York Jets select edge rusher David Bailey. I gave us a B-. I don't like the pick. I don't hate the pick though. Like I'd rather just take Arvell Reese as a spot. That's just me. I'd rather take Arvell Reese at the spot and just not take David Bailey. We're going to trade up for Bailey. Maybe he could even fall at 16. I am originally mocked to 12th to the Cowboys, who traded the 11th pick in this draft. I guess we're waiting to find out if the Jets would be right this pick or wrong with this pick. Usually when they draft second overall, that's not usually a great pick for them. And then again, it's a different position. Now the quarterback. They drafted in 2021 is Zach Wilson. And how that worked out? Nothing at all. He's on third string with the New Orleans Saints. Anyways, Jets drafted edge rusher David Bailey, the second overall pick, gave it a B-. Here's the first very lowest grade in this whole thing, tied of. The Arizona Cardinals select running back Jeremiah Love. He gave us a D-. I'm not saying I hate the pick, but what I'm saying is in the crowded backfield, with James Conner, was basically all hurt last year. Not even just James Conner. You signed Tyler Algier, and you had Trey Benson on the roster. And then you had drafted Jeremiah Love. Grant, can I trade one of those guys or cut one of those guys before the start year? Maybe. Maybe it's James Conner. I don't know. I doubt it's Algier. I signed Algier to his major contract. But to Jeremiah Love, I don't mind the pick to Arizona, but I still don't like after more needs. You don't have a crowded backfield as it is with obviously the 3-month running backs just mentioned. Are pretty average to at least good, honestly. You can wait another year to get Jeremiah. I'm not saying you can a year to get Jeremiah Love. I think it's someone even better in the following couple of years from now. Desperately want a running back that late in her high. But they need one offensive line. For Francis Mayogo, then a perfect pick. Even Spencer Fano out of Utah. One of the guys going late in the top, back in the top 10. Like, this is just a terrible pick in hindsight. Granted, Jeremiah Love can still be the best player in this draft class. I'm not down his talent. But why the Cardinals of all teams? I've already used to go to Washington, maybe even like Tennessee to a point. You know, I get Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. I don't know. Miami, not really Kansas City to sign Kenneth Walker, but still, I'm looking at like the guys here. There's two teams that was going into this whole draft class to get a guy in Jeremiah Love. One had a trade up, and one was in the top 10 in Washington. And also Seattle, who lost Kenneth Walker to the Seahawks, or the Chiefs, when he had Zach Charbonnet and Emmanuel Wilson. Like, that team is like, come on. And probably my point with the Seahawks trying to potentially get Jeremiah Love, when they took his partner in Notre Dame, Jadavian Price. I mention that, honestly. But the Cardinals taking Jeremiah Love this high, I just hate. It's a D-, honestly. That's my thoughts on that. Well, the Tennessee Titans select wide receiver Cardinal Tate. I love this pick. I would prefer Jordan Tyson as far as first best receiver in this class. But again, Cardinal Tate, I love this pick for Cam Ward's development, hopefully, for him. Give it an A-. Some people don't like the pick. You might have Jordan Tyson, but I do agree with you. If you say that. But Cardinal Tate's a very good receiver. He was on the best one last year in Ohio State. Not only did we go with Jeremiah Smith of the Ohio State Buckeyes, but still. But I like Cardinal Tate to the Titans, so he's going to get a lot of touches. Then again, you got Calvin Ridley, who's not the greatest anymore. You got West Side Wan'Dale Robinson, to say the least, maybe the wide receiver too. I like this pick a lot for Tennessee. Give it an A-. Moving on to the Giants. This is like linebacker Arvell, speaking of Ohio State. Gave us an A. He might be the best player in this class. He might even be better than Fernando Mendoza. We might be at the end of the day. Obviously, different positions and all different trajectories of the football field, obviously, but still. I give us an A. I love this pick for the Giants. I love their draft as a whole, the first round. Remember when they had like a second and third round of drafts before that? I don't know. I don't really care. Only one of the ones I really know about is Jamal McCoy went to the fourth round to the Raiders, which I will look up definitely. Will be great in every team's NFL draft in 2026 for sure. I will be grading them all 32 teams. I just gotta look at the draft of the rest of those. Well, not to say at least. Barbara Reed's going to the Giants at 5. I love this pick. It gets an A. Well, the Chiefs at number 6 would trade out to the Cleveland Browns, so it went on 9. And you got like a rate late in the pick of the 70s, I believe, for Cleveland. The 6th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, and change to see Chiefs select cornerback Mansour Delaney. I gave us a B. I like the pick because they really need corners a lot in there, Kansas City. But I think he says they could have stayed at 9. I think no one would have took Mansour Delaney. I mean, Washington could have took Mansour Delaney. But they did not do that. They took Sony Styles, so they're picking to discuss in a minute. But I don't mind this pick for the Chiefs. Give it a B. I just wish they would have stayed at 9 to get this pick. I mean, Mansour Delaney would have went in the draft anyways before this pick at 9. They could even honestly took Caleb Downs. I would have been fine with it too. But yeah, Mansour Delaney going to the Chiefs at number 6, and they get this pick gets a B. Alright, Washington football team. Or I was call them the Redskins. I'm not going to be calling them Redskins. I'm just calling them the Washington football team. How about that? I refuse to call them the Commanders. Washington, the 7th overall pick, select linebacker Sony Styles. Gave us a B+. I like this pick a lot more than I was thinking about this pick when I actually got selected on NFL draft night. Because the Washington could really use some defense. Even though they signed Odolph away from the Chargers, so that's former Raven. And they signed somebody else, I believe. I think Loyola Chanel from the Chiefs, maybe, I think they signed. Also saw Bobby Wagner, an all-time great for Seahawks, but I really watched him, but still. But you know, you can use some corners, honestly, the secondary, but then again, Mansour Delaney already went on this pick. I think with Mac Tims's pick. I actually have originally going Jeremiah Love. I'm not selling Ja'Cory Cross-Scheme Merritt, honestly. I'm sorry. Man, but Sony Styles going to Washington at pick number 7. I like that. Going to be a B+. Here is 8th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft of the New Orleans Saints select wide receiver Jordan Tyson. I love this pick. I'm definitely like even more than Cardinal Tate. But I would definitely like, you can kind of either one with me. I give us a pick an A. I know my Cardinal Tate is trying to get more touches than Jordan Tyson to a point. Because I think Cardinal Tate be wide receiver 1 open in like with the first game, obviously, in my opinion. Like Jordan tries to be the second behind Chris Olave. But hey, I love this pick for a better wide receiver depth in New Orleans. I'll take Chris Olave. Like that Bailey guy that got from the Broncos last year with like a late pick. It was honestly pretty good, but still. But I like this pick a lot for New Orleans, getting another receiver in New Orleans. So how Tyler Shuck's development. Gave us an A to say at least. Well, on to the 9th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Cleveland Browns, as they trade down this pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. So the offensive tackle is Spencer Fenn. I like this pick a lot too. Gave it a B+, getting more offensive line depth in there in Cleveland that they don't have much of an O-line last year at all. Or who was playing quarterbacks? Sadora Sanders or Dylan Gabriel. Maybe those early stages, Joe Flacco. Like, they need as much O-line depth as possible in the Cleveland. So I think this pick is a very good pick with a B+. Speaking of offensive line, New York Giants, the 10th overall pick, select offensive tackle Francis Maioga. Also a B+. Some people do not like this pick. It's actually where you're going to play on offense. I think you still play offensive right tackle. But honestly, I like this pick. It gets much more depth in that. And plus, you help out Jackson Dart, protect Jackson Dart, make a run game for Cam Scatteraboo and Tyrone Tracy. I don't mind that because the return is Cam Scatteraboo got hurt last year, obviously. So I really like this pick for the Giants. I really like this pick. Give it a B+. Well, it's the 11th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Miami Dolphins trade this pick to the Dallas Cowboys. We're at one spot. It can be a horrible pick in their end, the Dolphins. The 11th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select safety Caleb Downs. I love this and I hate this for the Dallas. Well, I hate it because I hate the Cowboys, but I love it because Caleb Downs is such a great player. I gave us an A. Yeah, Kansas City and more importantly, Dallas had a lot of better draft in this draft. They got a lot of good guys in this draft. We're talking in the first round, Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence. I think you'll like that pick when people think about it. But I gave us pick an A for the Cowboys, a very great pick for the value. Caleb Downs traditionally went at number 5 as high to Dallas or to Giants. And latest he couldn't win as 10. You guys were going 11 to the Cowboys. Freaking crazy. Give us an A. I like this pick for Dallas, but I obviously hate the Cowboys still, obviously. Now, it's the 12th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Miami Dolphins select offensive tackle Caden Proctor. C-. I hate this pick. I'm not saying they don't need O-line. You can't get much bad with a lot of O-line depth. But they need so many different positions in Miami. Let's just all be real. They need receivers. They need corners. They did a draft in this draft in the first one. I don't know if I like the pick in general than the corners. I need a lot better corners on the board than them. And then Chris Johnson was spoiled. But I don't like this pick at 12 even worse than the pick in the 20s. Why would you draft Caden Proctor when there's probably better O-lines on the board, honestly? Like Blake Miller went to the Lions. You have Monroe Freeland, had a lot more higher. Yeah, Megan Cook and the Max guy from the Steelers they drafted. Damn, bro. What the fuck are they doing? They need many more positions than just offensive line. You couldn't even got this guy in the second round. You drafted him at 12. This is the classic Dolphins pick. Granted, it's not worth his next pick, though. 13th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Here we go, boys. It's the craziest pick of all draft, honestly. Los Angeles Rams select quarterback Ty Simpson. D-. Worst pick by far in round 1. I know I gave Jeremiah Love a D- too. But at least Jeremiah Love is a better player than Ty Simpson. Oh my god, do I hate this pick for the Rams. You could have waited another year if you want to look for a Stafford successor. You have to go in this draft. You use, I don't know, another offensive lineman. You couldn't even lose it. How about take a third wide receiver? You have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. I get that. But it's better than Ty Simpson. Dude, what were they thinking? Ty Simpson as high as 13. There's a difference. You can take him at 29 if you kept the pick when didn't trade for Jay McDuffie. That's different. You can take him there too. But Ty Simpson? Are you fucking for real? It's a D minus. What do you want me to say? The 14th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select offensive guard Olivia Oani. And that's how you say it. The guy from Penn State. I like this pick a lot for the obviously guard position. Obviously lost Tyler Linderbaum and plays center for them, or he may even play center for the Ravens, but still. Linderbaum went to the Raiders, obviously a massive deal. I think they lost somebody else to the offensive line. Just getting another guy like the guy they got from Penn State. I like that, honestly, for the Ravens. Give it an A-. You know, I can't pronounce his name very well. I'm sorry. But on, it's the 15th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Might be a steal of the week, honestly. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr. This pick gets an A. This guy can run as high as top number 2. I'm bad on eyelash either. The Ruben Bain falling to 15. The steal of the freaking draft, honestly. For the Buccaneers, too. He stays in the state of Florida, too. I've been playing in Miami over the Hurricanes. So, the 15th pick, the Buccaneers select edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr. This pick gets an A. I love this pick value here. Rams should really got him instead of Ty Simpson. But no, they decided to go with Ty Simpson. Classic Rams, honestly, to a point. On to the 16th overall pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select tight end Kenyon Sadiq. I give it a C+. I'd rather Sadiq go to the Panthers, who probably use more receivers and tight ends, more importantly. But to the Jets, they just drafted Mason Taylor last year. I don't like that, honestly. I think there's better picks on the board. Maybe took a receiver at that end. Then you get Omar Cooper Jr. I get that pick and discuss in the 30s. But I like it. I don't like this pick as much as people would think. I gave it a C+, honestly. That's not the greatest pick there for a Jets standpoint there. On to the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Detroit Lions select offensive tackle Blake Miller out of Clemson. I like this pick a lot. Gave it an A. The Lions could use a much low-line depth as possible, especially the tackle position alongside Penei Sewell as the right tackle. So I like this pick a lot for the Lions. You have much better tackles to protect Jared Goff and room to run for Jahmyr Gibbs and even Isaiah Pacheco to a point. So I like this pick a lot for Lions. Give it an A. I'm going to go kind of rapid fire speed. So pocket is only like 18 minutes, 17 minutes on Spotify. Well, it's the 18th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Minnesota Vikings select defensive lineman Caleb Banks. I don't like this pick either. I gave it a C+. I understand the Vikings want to get more defensive linemen. Obviously, they lost Javon Hargrave to the Packers, onto Jonathan Allen to the Bengals. But I don't like getting Caleb Banks drafted this high. Or you go somebody else at that point, but still. You could trade up and get another Caleb Banks back in the first round, honestly. But yeah, so I give this pick a C+ if you ask me, though. No, it's the 19th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Carolina Panthers select offensive tackle Monroe Freeling. Give us a B. Rather than go to a different team, because the Panthers got so much O-line depth. And if they shot Rasheed Walker from the former Packer, I'm drafting Monroe Freeling in the first round. They got a very good offensive line as it is. But I guess I don't hate it to a point because they want to protect Bryce Young as much as possible. And they need to do that when he wants to be their franchise quarterback. So that gave it a B. On the 20th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles trade up to the Dallas Cowboys of all team with this pick. That kind of shocked me. The Eagles select wide receiver Mekhi Lemon out of USC. Give it a B+. Obviously, they're trading A.J. Brown, so a four-time conclusion was the Patriots or some other team, I don't know. Maybe it's the Packers. Man, this is probably more likely the Patriots. It's all been talk with the Patriots. But the Eagles selected Mekhi Lemon. Even if they do trade A.J. Brown, they allow him. They use him as another edge rusher. They're losing Jalen Phillips to the Panthers. But then again, they got decided that they trade for Dontavian Wicks, and he signed to an extension. Here we got signed Hollywood Brown. He had Devontae Smith, and also they signed, what else they signed? Elijah Moore. I don't think they really need Mekhi Lemon to a point. I think if you want to draft him lower, it's to a point. I don't think you need to trade up for him, though. I think they're fucking left at 23. But then again, they want to screw kind of Dallas to a point, probably. But I gave us a B+, so a very good pick if you ask me, from Howie Roseman. On the 21st pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers will host the draft. Select offensive tackle Max, I butchered this name, Iken Ochidar. I don't know, honestly. Let's call him M-I. Let's call him M-I. I think it's at what, Arizona State. Give it a B minus. I don't know about this pick. Like, I know they got Broderick Jones, who's not the best anymore. You got neck issues and stuff like that. And they got Troy Fatano, the other tackle position. They could have gone something else though, like another maybe interior offensive line. Maybe if they lost Isaac Samalo to steal with the Cardinals. Like, I don't know about this pick. I don't know about this pick at all. They could have won a third wide receiver type of receiver and wanted to get alongside Michael Pittman and Jr. and also DK Metcalf. They could have drafted something. Maybe they drafted, if they're going to draft Ty Sims, I'm not here, but still. Whatever. This pick gets a B minus. On the 22nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select edge rusher Akeem Mesidor. Give it a B. Not a bad position to draft I think he's an older guy out of Miami. He went to college with Ruben Bain. Went to Miami Hurricanes, obviously. So I don't mind this pick for the Chargers. Why they gonna go with safety at this rate? And what Emmanuel McNeil Warren, I think, they drafted for the Browns. Went to far in the second round, third round maybe. I'd rather have him go in the position than Akeem Mesidor, but then again, I don't mind our edge rusher. Can't complain about that either if you're a Charger fan. So it gets a B to say at least. Alright, if they want to get edge rusher, rather than get this guy though. The Dallas Cowboys at pick 23. So that's edge rusher Malachi Lawrence. I like this pick a lot better than Akeem Mesidor. Gave it a B+. I mean, they're looking for the edge rusher probably just to play with the Packers pick. No, they traded a pick from the Packers to Mekhi Lemon. They trade down this pick after getting it from the Packers and the Micah Parsons trade. And basically getting edge rusher that pick. Kind of crazy, I know. Malachi Lawrence get picked in the 2026 NFL Draft, get a B+. Around the 24th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select one or two wide receivers, one that they've drafted one in the second round. They get KC Conception, I guess how you say his name. Like this, I know this guy is, his name is Kevin, honestly. He's out of Texas Tech, and Texas A&M, he's not Texas Tech. Give it a B+, and now a very good position for the next quarterback meeting for the Browns, whether it's Shedeur Sanders, or maybe it's somehow Deshaun Watson. I doubt at this rate. Maybe it's even Dylan Gabriel, or maybe the next franchise quarterback we don't know about. I don't know. But then they didn't get cut Gabriel. I think they cut Dylan Gabriel, honestly, to say at least, but whatever. But I like this pick for the Browns. You need a lot more wide receivers, and you draft the other one in the second round too. Proves my point there. So I like that pretty good draft class for the Browns to say at least. Give it a B+ over this pick. There we go, 25th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears select safety Dylan Thiemann. Oh my god, that's going to be a steal of the freaking draft minus Ruben Bain. Gave us an A. Oh man, I hate him going to the Bears. I originally had the mock to the Vikings, so it would be a Harrison Smith replacement. Be just as bad to a point, but still. He won't way worse than the Bears, so we all thought the Vikings would be just as worse than the Bears, but still. I like this pick for the Bears. They lost, obviously, Jaquan Brisker to the Steelers. They lost Kevin Byard to the Patriots. They signed in Kobe Bryant from the Seahawks. They needed another safety, obviously. Again, Dylan Thiemann. It's a pretty good pick, given an A. Now, the 26th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans can't freaking speak. So, Killian Rutledge, I think you say his name. Give us a B. This is basically a center for the Pace Juice Shrugs, who they trade for David Montgomery, went obviously to the Lions. I don't mind this pick. I think they could have got something better. Yes, maybe on our defensive line, but still, I'm not getting O-line to say to protect CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, I can't freaking say his name. So give us pick a B. Rapid fire speed, ladies and gentlemen, get us the hell out of here. With the 27th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select cornerback Chris Johnson. Gave it a C+. Very good. You need the corners, I just said at the top of the that I discussed their pick at 12. But they could have gotten Avion Terrell. They could have gotten, who else went small in this draft? Jeremiah McCoy. And they had concerns with his injury and stuff like that, so I don't mind that. But Avion Terrell and some other, I forget another guy that got drafted late. I don't know, I forgot honestly. But definitely Avion Terrell I had mocked to potentially just pick better than Chris Johnson. This one gave us a C+. But on the 28th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select offensive tackle Caleb Milano as they trade up his pick from the Bills. Oh, by the way, trade out of the first round again. Have you not learned your fucking lesson, Buffalo? Granted, he didn't trade to the Chiefs, even just as bad, if not worse. I'm not surprised they didn't. But did they not learn their fucking lesson at the last time they traded out the first round when it comes to receivers? Now, again, they're not getting a receiver, but still. I'm just making an example here. The 28th pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Patriots select offensive tackle Caleb Wilmano, gave it a B. Not a bad pick, too. They made it about O-line definitely wasn't possible, if you ask me. On the 29th pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select defensive lineman Peter Woods. Give it a B minus. Not the best pick. Then again, they have us like Chris Jones is obviously older, and with Steve Spagnuolo, obviously the defensive coordinator. So it's pretty good for Peter Woods to end up in, but I think they kind of want another different position if you ask me. So again, give us a B minus. Moving on, the 30th pick in the 2026 NFL draft, you can hide this grade. The New York Jets select wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. Gave us an A minus, but I like this pick a lot better than Kenyon Sadiq. I like this pick a lot better than Sadiq pick for a tight end at 12 as well as 16 they got him. But I love this pick, and watch more receivers as possible also alongside Garrett Wilson. 80 Mitchell they picked up in the Sauce Gardner trade, and they got somebody else, Isaiah Williams. Like, you need a lot more receivers still than just 80 Mitchell. And Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr. This is a very good pick if you ask me for the Jets. He's getting a lot of touches alongside Garrett Wilson. Give it an A minus. But on the 31st pick in the 2026 NFL draft, near the Tennessee Titans, their second first round pick to trade up this pick to get this pick from the New England Patriots, I believe, or it was the Buffalo Bills, one or the other. It's like edge rusher Keldrick Folk out of Auburn, give it a B plus. And then the Titans look at building a very good defense, too. They obviously just signed John Franklin Myers to the Broncos. They traded for Jermaine Johnson from the Jets. And they also had Jeffrey Simmons, and they signed somebody else, too. I think it's with Kelly, maybe it's Keldrick Folk, too. So that's a pretty good defensive line for the Titans for next year, to say at least. Give it a B plus for this pick. And on the last pick in the first round, the 32nd pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Seattle Seahawks select running back for J.D.M. Price, I got at same college as Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame. Some people absolutely hate this pick. I don't. Like I said, the Seahawks got running back because they just lost Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs, Super Bowl 60 MVP Kenneth Walker. So I understand why they went to running back, but I don't think they need him after not getting Jeremiah Love. Because either Jeremiah Love or select a different position, honestly. Like, I don't like J.D.M. Price, honestly. Like, I don't like this pick. I don't hate it as much as people do. But I understand for that, to say at least, when only losing Kenneth Walker. But I also don't like it at the same time if you're not getting Jeremiah Love. Which you never were, honestly. Unless you were trading it up. So give us a B minus to say at least. Not the best pick in the world. Not the worst pick if you ask me, though. Not in the first round, not even close, honestly. I mean, I was a Jeremiah Love pick, and when I was a D minus, still a better player than J.D.M. Price for sure, though. That is my grading every single 2026 NFL first round pick. And this past is Thursday's first round of our 2026 NFL draft. Let me know in the comments section on YouTube and Spotify my grading my every single 2026 NFL first round pick. And also, let me know in the comments section on YouTube and Spotify your grades in the 2026 NFL draft, at least for a top 10. Also, I'm not saying you have to do 32 teams like I did too. You could if you want to, but rather just do the top 10 if you ask me. Let me sound off in the comments section on YouTube and Spotify to say at least. And as always, follow me on social media as Lucas Eon on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. And until next time, which I'll definitely next time, everybody, probably even today at some point. Remember Monday Night Raw, April 27, 2026 review 2. And a limited center 2 for wrestling stuff to say at least too. Anyway, it's enough of me talking. I hope y'all have a great day and stuff like that. And peace and everybody. I'm out here. Love y'all big time and say at least.